Hi everybody! As promised, here is a quick overview of your final assignment along with the most important part, some examples from previous years, so you can get some inspiration for your final project. First, I just kind of want to go over the actual assignment. As you can see here, oh, that's not the assignment. Hold on, here it is. Okay, so you have your case study. It has two parts, remember? The first is the case study, which you're going to post and share with the class. Your case study has to focus on a specific conflict and a technology, and it has to have two concepts from class applied to this class. So, again, a case study should have primary materials and multimedia to help people really delve into it. So I have some examples of what it could be, and just remember this is one part of two parts. So this is really the primary materials. Similarly, the case study of the Roosevelt Dam that we talked about might be an example of what your case study should look like. You'll also be turning in a paper where you can go more in depth on why you think that these concepts fit here. So the concepts can be explicit or implicit in your case study, but your case study should be guided by them. So let me just give you some examples so you can see what they look like. Okay, so this is one student who focused on the war in Ukraine. Here's the website they created. And as that assignment shows, there's a tutorial at the bottom about how to build a tutorial and some examples of some case studies to help you think about what a case study might look like. So here is one about the war in Ukraine. They've created a couple of pages. This is their opening page. And they have a brief summary. And they have 3 learning goals. That's really important. So consider adding learning goals to yours. And make sure that if the students were to read and spend time, or the public were to read and spend time with this case study, they would achieve those learning goals. So here's some information. The student has added background information from YouTube on the Ukraine and from ABC News, talking about what happened. And then here's the technologies that they have identified that might matter in this conflict. And then here's a list of additional resources that might be helpful. So they talk about refugees and the World Food Program. And then, in particular, is there any hope for resolution and what might that look like? As you can see, they've uploaded some of these items to their own Google account to be able to access them, and you can do that. You can create and save a file as a YouTube, or not YouTube, sorry. they uploaded it to their own Google Drive and then made them public. But you can also just link directly to the studies. Okay, so that's one. Here's another. This is about the Boko Haram conflict in Nigeria. Again, they created a website. They have a couple of different pages. They studied drones in the Boko Haram. And then talked about peace building and resources. So you can see again, they try to give you primary materials, but also explain the goals of the case study. Show some pictures of drones and what they look like and how drone privacies work. I just would remind you to cite your sources. So if you're creating images and sources like this, it's really important to make clear that you didn't create these. Like, for example, these drone privacy laws around the world. They do have some citations down here, but it'd be worth you adding some information yourself about where you got it from. Then our last example is about the forgotten TikTok wars. The student asserts that the first TikTok war was the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan, where TikTok played a major role. This one's a little bit more like a paper. They have an argument and original pictures, some TikTok items, and then this student offered an analysis of what's going on, applying the course concepts. So again, it's up to you a little bit how you present the case study. You can do it a little bit more like a paper with an argument, a little less, and save the argument for your paper, but it should be informed by the things that we've read. So as you can see, in this case on Boko Haram, peace building and the triple nexus really appears very clearly here. Informing it. And again, here, refugees and climate change and technology play a really important role in the case study of Ukraine. So as long as you know what is guiding your thinking, that's the important part, and then your paper is an opportunity for you to describe that. So again, I really am looking forward to seeing what you do with these case studies. Google Sites might sound overwhelming, but it's really not. The tutorials are super easy, and once you play with it, you're gonna want to create websites all the time. It's really easy. The one thing you need to remember is if you create a Google site, you're gonna have to publish it, because I cannot view anything that's not public if it's saved on your private account. So the last step is to publish it, and any materials that you might create from your own Google Drive also need to be made public if they're linked in there. Feel free to send me an email or send me a message if you have any questions or need any help. I'm around all week to help you with this project. Okay, it's been a great class, and I really look forward to seeing the amazing things that you create.